Hello everyone, Rahul here and welcome to our channel Doctors to Be, where you find video tutorials that help you better understand the topics that you learn in your medical school. So in our previous video, we discussed about the biochemical reactions of Staphylococcus aureus, morphology and some cultural characters, and we ended up with the biochemical reactions. So in today's video, we shall discuss about the resistance of the Staphylococcus aureus, and if possible we'll try to cover up the antigenic structure in this video. If not, we'll make a next video. So guys, let's get started with resistance of Staphylococcus aureus. So resistance of Staph aureus. Okay, so dried on threads, they remained viable for about 3 to 6 months, and they were isolated from dried pus after 2 to 3 months. Okay, so dried on threads, they were viable up to 6 months, then isolated from dried pus after 2 to 3 months. And their thermal death point of Staphylococcus aureus is about 62 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Their thermal death point, not normal, thermal. Okay, I just confused. Thermal death thermal death point is 62 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Okay, and some of the strains can grow in 10% presence of 10% NaCl. Some can grow in presence of about 15% of NaCl, sodium chloride, and these values are important for food preservation. Okay, so some strains can grow in presence of even 10 to 20, 15, even 10 to 15% of sodium chloride in a medium that contains about 10 to 15% of NaCl. And these figures are important because they help, or they help in food preservation. Okay, so these values help in food preservation. Okay, and these staphylococcal strains can resist 1% phenol for 15 minutes, and mercury perchloride 1% solution kills them in 10 minutes. Okay, so let's write this. Can resist phenol 1% phenol. Okay, resist 1% phenol for 15 minutes and 1% solution of mercury perchloride kills them in 10 minutes. Okay, and one we have an interesting fact, not okay, one stating interesting point is that the fatty acids inhibit the growth of Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, these the fatty acids inhibit the growth of Staphylococcus aureus, and the action of the fatty acids is more on coagulase positive than on the coagulase negative. Okay, so let's try that. Fatty acids inhibit their growth, and the action of fatty acid is much more stronger. It is a strong powerful action on coagulase positive than that on the coagulase negative. Okay, and action is powerful on coagulase positive than on negative. Okay, negative strains. Now let's talk about penicillin resistance shown by Staphylococcus aureus. So penicillin resistance, and this penicillin resistance is of three types. Penicillin resistance is of three types, and it includes the types are by production of penicillinase. One is changes. First one is the production of penicillinase, then changes in the surface receptors that bind beta lactam or beta lactamase antibiotics, and tolerance to the penicillin, tolerance to the antibiotics, by which they are not killed, thus they are inhibited. Okay, and a different type is the plasmid bond resistance. We'll also discuss about that. First, let's start with the penicillin production of penicillinase. Penicillin resistance of three types. There are three types. First one being by production of penicillinase. So penicillinase inactivates the beta lactam antibiotics, or you can write production of penicillin or beta lactamase. Okay, it is also called beta lactamase. So this enzyme is inactivating the beta lactam antibiotics by splitting the beta lactam ring. Okay, so this production of beta lactamase or penicillinase inactivating penicillin by splitting the beta lactam ring. Okay, now the next type of the penicillin resistance is changes in the bacterial surface receptors. Okay, changes in bacterial surface receptors. Surface receptors. So what happens is when the receptors are altered, when the properties of the receptors are altered, the binding capacity to the beta lactamase antibiotics decreases, which will obviously decrease the susceptibility to these antibiotics. That's why they become resistant to it, and these changes, the changes in the bacterial surface receptors, are chromosomal in nature. Okay, so these changes are are chromosomal in nature, and I told earlier that there is a fourth type, that is plasmid bond resistant to certain antibiotics, and we'll discuss about it also. And these the changes in the bacterial surface receptor is a chromosomal, okay, chromosomal change nature. But the other one is, we have another one, that is a plasmid bond. Okay, so we'll discuss about it. So this reduces or decreases binding capacity of beta lactamase antibiotics to cells. Okay, and the third type is the development of tolerance to penicillin. Okay, they develop a tolerance, and by this they are just inhibited, they are not killed, the bacterium just gets inhibited and are not killed. Okay, so development of tolerance. Okay, tolerance, this is not V. Okay, tolerance to penicillin, by which the bacterium is inhibited, not killed. Okay, so guys, we discussed about the three types of penicillin resistance shown by the Staphylococcus aureus. Now the Staphylococci also exhibit a plasmic bond resistance to aminoglycosides, tetracyclines and erythromycins. Okay, and to most of the to many other clinically important antibiotics, and but except vancomycin. Okay, so Staphylococci, this is a, you can say, a fourth type, or you can just write like this, or you can mention as a fourth type of resistance to the antibiotics. It is not under penicillin resistance, just all Staphylococci, they also exhibit plasmid bond resistance. I was talking about this one while I told about the chromosomal nature. Okay, plasmid bond resistance to erythromycin, aminoglycosides, and other important antibiotics. Okay, but except one, there is one exception, they don't show plasmid bond resistance except to, they show to other antibiotics except vancomycin. Okay, so this is what something worth remembering, vancomycin, and they exhibit plasmid bond resistance. Plasmid bond, they also okay, apart from the penicillin, they also, apart from penicillin, they also exhibit plasmid bond resistance to erythromycin, tetracyclines, aminoglycosides, but and other important antibiotics, clinically important antibiotics except vancomycin. Okay, except vancomycin and the okay staphylococci. So here we complete our discussions on the resistance of Staphylococcus aureus. Now we shall discuss about the antigenic structure of Staphylococcus in our next video. Till then, thank you guys and bye.